Before he was a king, before songs were written about him, David smelled like sheep.
The hills outside Bethlehem rolled in soft waves of grass and stone. It was land that required watching.
Predators moved like rumors through the ravines, wind shifted without warning.
A shepherd could not afford distraction. David was the youngest. That word followed him like a shadow.
When Samuel came to town and summoned Jesse's sons, David was not called from the fields. His brothers stood in a line broad-shouldered, battle-ready, impressive.
David remained where he always was, beyond the noise, beyond the notice.
He did not know a prophet was in town.
He was kneeling in the grass, untangling a lamb's leg from a thorn bush. "Easy," he murmured, fingers gentle despite calluses. The lamb trembled against him, trusting without understanding why.
Trust.
That was what the sheep gave him daily. Blind, stubborn trust.
He had learned their sounds the way other boys learn swordplay.
The difference between hunger and fear.
Between boredom and danger.
He could tell by the set of a ew's shoulders when a storm was coming. Sometimes he sang to pass the long hours, not loudly. The hills carried sound in strange ways. He sang for himself, for the sheep, for the God he could not see but felt in the wind and sunlight and sudden quiet before dusk.
"The Lord is my shepherd," he once began, then paused.
It was a strange thought. He guided sheep to water.
He led them to safe ground.
He fought off what threatened them. What would it mean to be guided like that?
A roar shattered the afternoon, once a lion bursting from brush, muscle and hunger in one violent motion.
The sheep scattered. David did not.
He grabbed his staff and ran toward the danger.
Later, he would not remember deciding. He would only remember the weight of the animal's mane in his hand.
The heat of breath, the desperate prayer that slipped from his lips before he struck.
When it was over, he stood shaking not from fear alone, but from something deeper.
Deliverance. No one saw. When he returned home with stories of bears and lions, his brothers laughed. Shepherd exaggerations, they called them.
Let them. David learned early that faithfulness is often hidden, that courage does not always have witnesses, that being overlooked is not the same as being unseen.
He lay beneath stars more numerous than he could count, tracing patterns in the dark.
The sky over Bethlehem felt vast enough to swallow him whole. "Who am I?"
he whispered one night. "That you are mindful of me." He did not expect an answer in thunder. He felt it instead in the steady beat of his heart, in the quiet assurance that the same God who spun the stars also noticed a shepherd boy in a field. When a servant finally arrived breathless from town, "Your father calls for you."
Now, David assumed something had gone wrong. A sheep lost, a task undone.
He ran toward Bethlehem, staff still in hand, dust rising behind him.
He entered the house flushed from the sun and saw unfamiliar eyes upon him, an old prophet studying him with unsettling intensity.
His brothers stood off to the side, silent and confused. "Are these all your sons?"
the prophet had asked.
"There is still the youngest," Jesse had said.
"He is tending the sheep, still."
As if David were an afterthought.
Samuel stepped forward, oil in hand. The room grew very quiet. David felt sheep-scented and small and entirely unprepared.
Then oil poured over his head.
Warm, fragrant, shocking.
He did not understand it fully.
Only that something shifted inside him, like a door opening to a future he had never imagined. Afterward, he returned to the fields. No crown, no throne, just sheep. But the hills felt different. The same wind moved across them.
The same predators lurked.
The same songs rose from his chest at dusk.
Yet David knew now what he had sensed before but could not name. Being forgotten by men does not mean being forgotten by God.
The fields were not a delay, they were preparation.
And the shepherd no one thought to call would one day lead more than sheep.